Greetings, minions, Mandalorians, and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade Dagger playing Empyrion, Galactic Survival, and this is episode 28, which I am now just writing down. And this should be coming out on September 2nd. I am working on making sure I get my schedule kind of nailed down. Anyways, if you saw the last episode, you heard my wacky-do idea about hybridizing a large base block with small vessel blocks in order to make something form and functional, but more functional than form. Got it? Great. So let's get back to work, shall we? Now, I made up a bunch of blocks. Excuse me, a little indigestion from my dinner. But anyways, I made some blocks, about 250 or so of them, and made a couple lights because, let's face it, it is a pain in the butt to build in the dark. And since this is a hangar or landing platform and repair bay, it's always nice to have some working lights so we can know what the hell we're doing and see what the hell we're doing, rather. So anyways, let's get these in place. Hopefully this will make the episode a little bit easier to deal with instead of doing it all in the dark and everything so gloomy. And this should be the last one. And there we go. So now we got a little accent lighting. Makes it all nice and homey. I probably ought to add a few around the end there, but I'm not going to really sweat it. So let's get the crack-a-lackin'. Alright, so now the first thing we need to do is get the building base block into position. I probably don't even need the cockpit, really, but we'll see. We might need it anyways just to better maneuver if we don't place this just right. And this is quite finicky. Okay, so that's mostly centered. Now I would say that 4 small vessel blocks equals 1 large base block. Okay, so we're going to kind of use that as our metric. You know, a 4-to-1 type setup. Now we are going to put, I am going to put a cockpit on this because I built one, and I figure, why the hell not? We can use this, possibly could use this, I should say. If we have a damaged vessel that we want to haul back to base. So in essence, this could be our tow truck. A big honkin' tow truck, but a tow truck nonetheless, right? Alright, so let's get some blocks on this. Now, the small blocks and the large blocks will not, you can't really build them into each other, because otherwise it just changes one into the other. So we're essentially building on 2 distinct structures, separate structures at that. So let me get these on. This will not be a combat vessel. Mainly it's just going to sit here as part of the hangar, unless I really screw something up on this planet anyway. Or in space. I could probably even take this thing in space and retrieve a vessel if somehow I've been killed and been forced to eject. Then we can go up into space with this, with a spider, as we are now calling it, and use it to try to dock to our beleaguered vessel and retrieve it. Now I know that there was talk about making it so that ships can dock in the future, and I look forward to that. But that's in the future, and we are in the now. Or at least I'm in the now, and you're in the a few days from now type to me. Anyway. Alright, let's get this thing built. I don't think I can get that on there without going all loopy. Alright, maybe we can do this. I don't want to build off of that. Alright, there we go. Let's get the RCS on it, which we will plant. It'll be kind of lopsided, but you know, I'm not going for symmetry. This thing isn't for looks, it's for function. So keep that in mind. Oh, it just wants to jump around so much. There we go. Now, it's a requirement apparently. Oh wait, did I get a generator? Yes, I did. I just didn't play it down yet. Place it down, I should say. Here we go again. Frickin' jump jets from hell. Alright, let's just get her in position. And we try to get it somewhat symmetrical with the fuel tank. Get in there, you dirty little pig. And there we go. So we really shouldn't be overly worried about thrusters. Mainly they're just maneuvering jets is all we really need. But we will put on at least this, because if we do end up taking this into space, an engine of this size and power is going to be needed, I'm sure. Alright, I landed on there first try. Woo! Alright, so we have an up engine. We will have a side engine for maneuvering, provided we can get up in there. There we go. And that's in place. So let's get this one in there. If it'll stay put. Whoop. You go there. And see, we got 3 thrusters left. I want one in the front, obviously, for braking. Not braking is in damaging, braking is in stopping. Thought that was kind of obvious, but whatever. Okay, so we got side to side, up and down. Or actually, we got up, but we don't have ones for going down. We don't have to see the flames of it for it to actually work, do we? So what we can do is we can make sure that we get the thrust nozzles aiming down. There we go. And we can put those, if it's not right in our face, we can put those right back here, like so. It'll blast the flame through it, but it ain't going to damage them. And I think the flames are more for aesthetics than, you know, the actual flame type thing, although you expect it to be like that. Now if I can just get it, I might have to get up in here a little bit more. Now we might end up having to move the down thrusters on a leg or something. We'll see. I don't know why it has to be so difficult to place something so simple. So I can use the touchpad for this. Come on. Oh, oh, oh. Just go back a hair. There we go. Not moving. There we go. Alright. So as you can see, we got a basic ship built. I don't want to get in it just yet. So we will give it some juice. And it should be functional. I can't think of anything else it would need in order to be able to fly. So right now we have this pretty much centered. I mean, it's not dead on perfect, but it's pretty close to being centered on the center block here. I mean, it looks pretty darn close. And I'm happy with that. So now comes the joining this with the side pylons. So we'll go, hopefully we get this to go in the right direction here. Oh no. Oh, wow, yeah, alright, it actually worked that time. Alright, so this is where it gets a little tricky. Now, yeah, it might go like, well, Can it go in like, oh man, I hope it doesn't just ghost through it or clip through it. And then let's see. This might or might not work quite like I anticipated. So far, kinda so good. Kinda. But you see what the concept is. It's supposed to merge up with this, and then it'll be merged up on the other side, so it'll force itself to be centered. Hopefully. Now, I noticed that it shifted over, and that wasn't planned on. I thought it'd stay stationary. The main point of this is just to make it centered on the landing platform. So let's see, we came in 3 from the back. Okay. So it'd be right there. Let's see if I can just quick bang it. Oh, that wasn't the right place. Okay, so my accuracy is a little off. But you're getting the idea, right? Somebody just popped up on Steam. There we are. Okay, so let's continue this over. Let's see, this better be lined up right. Okay. Now I didn't count these out. I don't think it's worth bothering with that. I might if I have to. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Alright, so we switch to this. Or not. Apparently that's supposed to be down there. Okay, so we'll just move this up. And then switch to this. Oh! Okay. So apparently it doesn't like that. It's just an experiment. So it's worth testing out, though. Let's see if we can... God, I don't really want to mess it up, but let's see if we can get in it and move it where we need it. Outside view and power. Okay, so not quite. Alright, I got an idea. Lift off, we will rotate. And then we will drop. Kill engines, exit, first person. Now the one thing we have to fix, should we, yeah, let's, see, pull it over one way. See, what I'm wondering is if it's optically, you see this as a diagonal, as a slant, a ramp, but the game sees it as a cube. So what I'm thinking is, instead of thinking we can just write it like a slant going down the slope, maybe we have to make it out like a ball and socket kind of thing, except with a Cuban socket. Maybe that might be what we have to do. I don't know for certain. Needless to say, how do I want that alignment? Get back in here and do the... Oh, crap. This is going to be a little bit tricky, a little bit tedious, but I'm hoping it is worth it. Oops, didn't want to do that. Let's see how we are aligned over here. Okay, so we're right on that edge. And now we lined over here. We're starting to spin. Okay, so I need to bring that one block on the port side in. Yeah, I gotta bring that port side in. Kill engine. Alright, so switch this out. Okay. And we'll put the block there. Once we get this part figured out, everything else should fall into place pretty darn easily. But I have not tested this. You're seeing it for the first time with me, so. Oh, it's getting to be a pain just to get to that block. You know what? We really just... Alright, so let's get up in here. There we go. It's just a matter of seeing that little corner of the ship is all. Alright, you see how it kind of clamps over it? That's kind of exactly what I had in mind. So let's inspect this up close. There we go. See, it just gives it a slot to fit into. That's working. It is seeing it as a slope and not as a cubical block. That is nice. So let's build off this a little bit more. Make it a bit bigger. Didn't want to do it on the end. That's weird. Alright, so that's going okie dokums. So now we need to get this in place. Now here's the thing. This is not the proper height for the ship so that the Star Fury can dock. Right now we are just testing and getting the measurements out, sorta, to make it so that this will stay centered. We have to build out to these pylons next to make it centered on here, so that underneath it'll have a sort of cage-like system where the Star Fury can slide into rails, much like this slides over this, and that should make it workable. I'm hoping this is making sense to you guys. And this is not quite symmetrical to the other side, but I'm not going to really worry about that right offhand. And this is the way I want it to look too, kind of like a little hook. Except I'm going to make the fingers on it a bit longer. In fact, might as well make them longer now. Now this is the part that's going to get difficult, is getting the underside of it. Now, I wish I can crouch down. Yeah, can't crouch. That's fine. Alright, so we'll plant these. Oops, we had that right. I wish that damn thing would stop chirping like that. Gonna drive me crazier. Alright, so come over to this side. Alright, there we go. That's the magic. Alright, so come over here, repeat. Get change blocks and not get in our faces. There we go. And we can take out Alright, so that worked out pretty good, I'd say. Not perfect, but pretty good. And that's good to me. Alright, so we need to get this angle flipped around. Can we get that from this side? Oh yeah. We're doing it, folks. We're doing it. We're kicking butt and taking names and getting her done. So let's continue this out. And go all the way over first. Now as you can see how it slides over that. That's exactly how I wanted it to work. So I'm really happy about this. For now. I mean, it could be a lot different. Could be worse. Excuse me. Just coughed right in your ear. I'm sure you loved that. Alright. So let's flip-de-dip. Awesome. Awesome. Actually, we could probably add just a little bit more just to give it a better look. It doesn't need to be super long, although it might end up having to be at some point. Once we get the elevation into it. There we go. There, that looks pretty good. So now we're floating between, in the center from this way. Now we need to float in the center from this end to this end, and the best way of doing that is keeping the ship about where it's at, and then extending booms out to these. But first, let's just put the polishing touch on this. Not fall in. Ugh. Yeah, my sentiment's exactly. Ugh. Boba Fett. There we go. I'm almost out of oxygen. So let's get this done and go inside for a second. You reach all the way over. Alright, so let's go get some O2, maybe some nom-noms. I think we've done some pretty good work here, guys. And I hope that it's what I described in the previous video is now becoming a little more, makes a little bit more sense than it did when I described it. Yeah, because I mean this is going to be our docking port, or our mobile/immobile tow truck. And it's also a repair bay too, because it'll be able to lift it up so we can get underneath it and try to be able to get around it to reach the vital areas. The beauty of it is we can also back up into it and be able to fix the back end, or move it around in that kind of way. Alright, so let's put our recyclables in there. And we need to get some chow. And I made up a little bit of that. Yeah, we'll just go with those two. So yeah, I made a can of canned meat, which is 1 tomato, and 1 raw meat, and I think metal or something like that. Let me see. I know other people like to make them. They're not too bad. Yeah, it's 1 raw meat, 1 tomato, 1 purified water, and 1 metal plate. Food is 170, health is 10, hit points is 5, perish time is 350, Stamina is 25. So it's not bad. But, you know, if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I prefer emergency rations. There's no perishability on them, and you can go from 0 to full food health with one pack. It does take a lot of resources and getting stuff together to make it, but I think it's actually worth it, really. So what do you think, guys? Is this thing coming together pretty good? I'm enjoying it. I'm actually kind of proud of it. It's working out so far. We still got a little bit of work to do, but the idea, the concept is coming to light. It's coming to work. So we got to build booms that come out from here to this and to this in the same way as we did it for there. Now I think I'm going to have to take these two out and spin them around so the slope is facing out, and this will ensure a lock, because having it just like this, it could slide forward and out of it, which is not what I want. So we'll work on that in the next episode. So anyways, guys, time is pretty tight right now. So if you like my video, please click the like button. If you dislike my video, then click the dislike button. But please leave a polite or constructive comment as to why you didn't like my video. If you were bored, click the dislike button, then the like button. They'll cancel each other out, and it'll give you something to do. If you really do like my videos, by all means, please share them on whatever social media websites you make use of. If my videos aren't all that great or worth sharing, then don't share them. I ain't going to ask you to if you don't want to, or if you don't think they're worthy, or if you don't know anybody that would be interested in playing these games. Please subscribe so you can keep up to date with all my videos. If my calculation is correct, today is September the 2nd, although I'm making this on the 30th of August. And I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying my my Let's Play of Defense Grid: The Awakening. And I'll keep making them if you guys like them. Hell, I'll just keep making them whether you like them or not. And you guys don't have to watch them if you don't like them. And if you do like them, then watch them. It just works like that, doesn't it? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Shout outs to all my new subscribers that have signed up with me in the last week or so. You guys know who you are. I don't know if it's appropriate to name you guys off, or if you want being shouted out to or named off, but yeah, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. So until next time, guys, see you later. Twitch.